Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. In this episode, we'll be reviewing the third one-day international between England and Pakistan. And what a fantastic game. Beautiful weather for cricket, a full packed crowd and a high-scoring game. It was a thriller. At one stage, it looked like Pakistan were going to cruise to victory with, they had England 5 done for 170 odd, Ben Stokes out, and it was looking downhill for England. But this team, this squad is just sensational. This England team, this is their, you could say it's the third string team, like, because there's so many players out, who would make the walk into the 11. You have the likes of Butler, Wokes, Root. There's so many, Archer. There's so many I can think of, but yeah, there's a completely different team with only, I think, Ben Stokes would be the regular. If you look at England's first 11, Ben Stokes is probably the only regular player. Otherwise, they're all new players, some youngsters we haven't seen before who have done well in the domestic circuit, but international is a different ballgame altogether. And to perform like this with just such a last-minute notice that suddenly that the other team has COVID and you have to come out and play is just sensational. I think outstanding achievement for England. This game in particular, a high scoring chase. But one thing, if you notice, this England team who won the World Cup and this team who's very inexperienced, there's one similarity: aggressive intent and aggressive cricket. Like, they just don't go on the back foot on white ball. If they get out, no problem. They continue to play. They were above the rate throughout the chase. When they were chasing 332, they were above the rate throughout the chase, but they were losing, but they lost wickets as well. And when they were losing wickets, they never let that rate go down either. They just continued to play their strokes, and it worked out in the end. It's high risk cricket, but it pays off. And I think sensational. Let's just talk about the first innings first. England winning the toss, bowling first. Pakistan losing Fakhar Zaman early, but Imamullah and Babar Azam putting on a partnership. Then Babar Azam and Rizwan as well putting on a massive partnership. Babar Azam, no words can describe this man. He's turning out to be an unbelievable player. 158 of 139 balls. It was an excellent innings. Unlucky to be in the losing side. Like, of course, we'll talk about his captaincy. There is some issues there, but in terms of batting, he was completely flawless. He batted beautifully. A big score was bound to come for him. Like, he had two very I wouldn't say poor, but two quiet innings. And then now that this 158 from Babar Azam was fantastic. Beautiful strokes all over the park. He paced his innings. He accelerated when he had to. He played the pull shot well, the short ball, the swinging delivery as well. He got it covered this time. I think it was a very good wicket to bat on as well, and he made most of that, but it was still a sensational knock. His timing was sublime, impeccable timing from Babar Azam, and really well supported by first Imamullah. I think Imamullah was a bit slow, but he made sure that they didn't lose many wickets, and I think that's key. When you don't lose that many wickets, you can always make it up in the back end. And then Rizwan came in, and I think he batted wonderfully. 74, 58 balls, 8 fours, strike rate of 127. It was fantastic batting from Rizwan. He supported Babar Azam well. These are Pakistan's two main batsmen, and to see them performing is a positive sign. Of course, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss, and it's not going to count. They're not going to be happy with this performance, but it's still these two individuals. I think they batted out of their skin. They batted really well. They put England on under pressure. They made sure they picked the singles, doubles, boundaries when needed as well. And I think the only place where Pakistan missed a trick was that straight after Rizwan got out, they sent in, Hassan Ali, Fahim Ashraf, Shadab. Even Maqsood was there, but I think they should have sent Saud Shakil. He batted wonderfully well in the last game, and there's still 20-30 deliveries left. So I think they should have sent him, and maybe you could have built another partnership with Babar Azam there, because this was a 350 wicket. In hindsight, it's easy to say that, but it was an excellent wicket to bat on. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up from England side of things. Saqib Mahmood, 3 wickets. It's been an unbelievable series. For me, he's been the man of the series. A bit more expensive, but it was a good wicket to bat on. The main thing that he did was he picked up wickets. And I think this is why he'll do well in the subcontinent as well, in Australia, where there's not as much swing, not as much assistance for the bowlers, but he can, he pitches it in the right places. He can get the ball to move. He has the pace as well. So I think Saqib Mahmood has been the find of the series. And Bryden Cars, wonderful bowling, 5-wicket haul, unbelievable. Of course, there's wickets in the back end where he got, but still wickets are wickets. It doesn't matter. He made sure that even though he was expensive in the beginning, that he came back, he picked up those wickets. So, you still have to finish off the tail. Hassan Ali could have hit 3-4 boundaries and they could have easily gone past 350, but he made sure he came, picked up wickets. That's the best way to tie down the run rate. And in the end, it was England restricting Pakistan to 330 rather than Pakistan putting those many runs on the board. So 331 was the score. If you look at the second innings, England got off to a flyer. They lost Malan really early. That was a huge blow. But Phil Salt showed his intention from ball one. Unbelievable cameo. And I think 37 of 22 deliveries. The reason why I say unbelievable is that, first of all, this man was not known before going into this series. You have such a big target. Yes, you won the series, but you have such a big target against a very good bowling attack. To be that aggressive, set the tone from the outset, and to continue this England style of play, hats off to him. And I think he batted wonderfully. He gave them the platform. Yes, he did get out. He would want to continue on and maybe get a 50-100, but he gave them the platform. He got the momentum going. Zach Crawley, again, I think he batted wonderfully. Just played a very false shot across the line. He would be kicking himself because I think once he's set, he does make it count. And unfortunately today he couldn't. But that's the thing with England. The rhythm kept going. Ben Stokes came in. He got dropped a couple of times, but then he also hit a few boundaries, 32 of 28. Vince kept playing. After Ben Stokes got out, it was Vince and Gregory. And this was the match-turning partnership, unbelievable partnership. I think they took their time, but they still rotated the strike. They played a few dot balls here and there, but they got the boundary when needed. They rotated the strike. They made sure that they didn't consume too many deliveries. When you go into that shell, you could see Shada was getting some assistance as well. They could have easily gone into the shell, but they made sure that they kept the score ticking. Even if they weren't getting the boundaries, they're rotating the strike, and then the boundaries came. And the fantastic thing was the way that England play cricket, that they're always in check of that run rate. So the start that they got, thanks to Salt and then Zach Crawley and Ben Stokes, they're always, within reach of the run rate. Was not an issue. The wickets was the problem. And I think the way Vince and Gregory played was unbelievable. Very mature innings, very mature partnership, match winning. I think this will be a partnership you have to remember, because these are two inexperienced lads. Vince is not inexperienced, but he's been out of the side. Gregory is, it's just like his first 50. Vince as well, it's his first 100 for England, and not as much experience as the other lads. And they're not regular international players, so they haven't played this bowling day in, day out. They're more used to the county style. But I think it was an unbelievable effort. Gregory has really impressed me this series. After Saqib Mahmood, I think he's defined as well. Like he picks up wickets when needed with the ball. With the bat, he's so handy. We saw in the last game crucial 30-odd, and now again a half century. 77 of 69 deliveries, 6 fours and 3 sixes. When you play an innings under pressure like this, when you're chasing a mammoth score with half your side down, you still need 160, 150 runs. It just shows your character and mental strength. You have the ability, no doubt, but you're playing for England. But still, like, this shows your mental strength, and he can always. I think he will go further on in his career, and always I think he will do well. So credit to him. And Vince, it was just a superb innings, 102 of 95. I've seen him do in the Big Bash, in the NatWest T20. I've seen him perform, but to perform for England like this, under pressure with such a big target, I think kudos to him there. They got England into the game and they won England the game. It's simple as that. They paced it beautifully, and I think, of course, the other batsmen did help with their run rate. But it's these guys who made sure that they didn't lose any wickets, and this was absolutely crucial. This partnership, 1 wicket, and Pakistan get into the tail. So I think it was a brilliant partnership. One of the best partnerships I've seen in a while, to be honest. And it was good to see the atmosphere. But if you just look at Pakistan side of things, I think, first of all, extremely poor fielding. Extremely poor fielding. They dropped Ben Stokes twice. I think they dropped, was it Gregory or Vince, one of the two, I forgot, but the one, Imam ul Haq, he tried to catch it with one hand, he dropped it, and it proved costly. They had such a big partnership after that. So I think that you have to criticize that. You could not keep dropping catches. This has been a history with Pakistan cricket, and this is something they have to improve on. And I think that's the reason, one of the reasons for the inconsistency, because, okay, people were saying that this was a 350 wicket, they made 330, but this 330 was easily defendable if they took their catches. It's simple as that. If, let go of boundaries as well. They gave easily 20-30 runs in terms of misfields and stuff. So if you're gonna be loose in your fielding, then even if they got 350, 360, they wouldn't be able to defend it. You have to take your catches. You have to be tight in the field, and that's where Pakistan lost the game. With the bowling as well, poor. I think Shadab was excellent. He was brilliant, but apart from him, Shaheen Afridi got a smashing. So did Hassan Ali. So did Haris Rauf, all going over 7 runs and over close to 8, and that's not acceptable in one-day cricket. And but still, it was a really good wicket to bat on. but at least one of those guys, you need them to you need to keep that run rate in check. Haris Rauf picked up 4 wickets for his 65, but okay, let's say, I think that is, on this kind of pitch, that is pretty good, to be honest with you. But still, there were times where he was bowling those loose deliveries, bowling a bit too short. We saw him throughout the series, he does pick up wickets, but then suddenly he loses line and length, and it gives the momentum back to the batting side. But him and Shadab, I would say that they bowled well, and Saud Shakil, for his 4 overs, he bowled well as well. But Shaheen Sharafuddin, Hassan Ali, they were disappointing. I think Shaheen needs a break. He looks really exhausted. It just does not look effective right now. He's a wonderful talent, but he probably needs a break. But yeah, apart from that, I think even captaincy wise, Babar Azam, you didn't see that spark. We didn't see much planning, field placements for certain batsmen. For Gregory, they saw him in the last game, maybe get in an extra slip there, maybe get a short leg, try the bouncer, try something different, unsettle them, especially when they're under pressure. When they were 150, 160 for 5, I think that was the time to attack. But we didn't see anything, no proper plan for the batsmen. Even the field setting, with general field settings, of course the fielding didn't help as well, but still, I did not see much planning from there. And yeah, the captaincy was not up to mark, neither was the planning. And Pakistan have a lot of work to do, because this was the series they should have won, in my opinion. I think they were against a weakened England side, and this Pakistan team is a really quality side if you look at it on paper, and they'll be very disappointed. It's a low for them, but they'll have to come back strong. The T20s are coming up, so let's see how that goes. But overall, I think it was a fantastic game. It was great to see the crowd. Hopefully, everyone is taking the safety measures and the safety precautions. I didn't see too much social distancing, but hopefully, everyone has their vaccine. But it was a fantastic day of cricket. Bright and sunny day, and a full capacity crowd always makes a brilliant atmosphere. So it was a brilliant game to watch, and now looking forward to the T20s. Kudos to England. I think it was a fantastic effort. Ben Stokes to lead this young side and win it 3-0. I think it's a huge achievement. We can't underrate this kind of achievement. If you just look at what happened, how they've won, it's been fantastic with this team. And England have a a pool of talented limited overs cricketers, and it just keeps growing. This pool of cricketers in the limited over format for England is just unbelievable. They have so much talent, and it's going to be a difficult team to beat in the future as well. If this, if there's the second, third string team is playing like this, imagine their first. Apart from that, let's look forward to the T20s. We'll catch you then. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much for joining me. Take care and have a good night.